favor. This is one more, please.
Welcome to Otra, por favor.
Welcome, everyone. Today we have two special guests with us. You may know them from social media, or you may have seen them outside of Q2. Bali, Primo.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it, man.
Otra, por favor is a podcast dedicated to celebrating the experiences in football, life, and culture, and more importantly, building community. You know, and part of that big community is We Are Austin TV, Top Flight. So we are delighted to have you guys in studio. Thank you for giving us your time. We appreciate it, and we can't wait to get into your stories. But before we get into that, I want to thank everybody for listening and joining us. And we wanted to send our condolences to the Fagundes family for the loss of Washington's sister, Claudia. She passed away, so our condolences go out to them. In today's episode, we're collaborating with Bali and Primo from We Are Austin TV and the Top Flight podcast. So as we know, these are two creative spaces known for their extensive engagement with the Austin FC community, both in digital and in-person platforms through fan reactions and Twitter spaces, weekly studio analysis. So you guys, it's an honor to have you guys in studio. First and foremost, how are you guys feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. Well, not too good actually.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
No, after the performance that I just saw by Austin FC, I'm very, very sick to my stomach. If I'm being serious.
And for those who are probably viewing this a little bit later, he's talking about the CONCACAF match that they had, their debut with Violette in Haiti, and it was a 3-0 loss.
Yeah, it was bad.
On goal by Otra, someone who I was advocating for because we need a center back. And when I say we, I mean the team, Austin FC. But yeah, I was pretty. I think we were all kind of shocked and disappointed. This may be their worst loss ever in history. I assume so. But yeah, I assume you need a beer, but he doesn't have a beer right now. Cutting it off.
Yeah, no more drinking.
I laugh at hearing the words "worst loss in history" because I was just getting over a worst loss in history this past weekend with the Man U Liverpool result. We get into the elephant in the room a little bit later, but this is the main elephant in the room. Austin FC losing to Violette 3-0. A game that I'm gonna have to digest. I haven't really caught it because it just ended right now. But just because it's like the freshest thing right now, what were your thoughts? Just your brief impressions on the game.
I mean, it was a bad performance all around. It's an embarrassing performance. The team just did not show up. It's a big game, CONCACAF game, our first ever CONCACAF game. And to go out like that first game, it's very, very embarrassing. All around the team struggled. Tarek, I don't think we'll ever see him start again. If I'm being honest, there was positives though. I think Sophie had a good game. His passing was good. But all around the team did horrible, and we saw a couple of upset faces. Valencia was upset at Wolf when he was subbed out. He was kind of like, why me? And him and Wolf had a little conversation, and he said on the bench. But yeah, man, I'm on Twitter right now, and everyone's pissed. Bad performance for
They
sure.
had already kind of warned them though. They said
3-0. Yeah, they did. It's kind of crazy.
They did predict that. That's crazy.
They did.
When I saw that reaction or that prediction from the was it Violette player?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty wild, pretty bold of him to say that. But I'm like, hey, dream big, right? And they really hit it on the nail right there.
Yeah, they did, man.
They're the champions of the Caribbean Cup that they play, and then
not to be underestimated.
And they also haven't played. Austin FC just played, but that's no excuse, right?
Yeah.
You need depth, and that's kind of what this team is now that we're seeing is lacking, especially in defense. What about your thoughts?
Similar to Bali's, it was just it was a big shocker to us, and for starting with the lineup, I think we did see a little bit of a rotation and maybe some players that we didn't expect to play. But overall, I mean, it just sucks. It really just sucks because we're coming into this game pretty confident, even with the rotating squad. But at the end of the day, Violette just brought it, and they wanted it more than us. Our midfield was nowhere to be found. I think we just really lacked in our midfield, and there's no creativity within the team. And now this forces us to play our best team at home. So now we have to bring out Drusi. Now we have to bring out Zardes, and you know it kind of messes things up for the next game against Houston. So it's a big issue. I'm not saying it's impossible to win, you know, at home, but it's gonna be definitely a big challenge for Austin.
It's definitely an uphill battle. One thing, I think depth is becoming the biggest one of the biggest recurring issues for our squad. How do you see this? We just started the season. You know, we have 3 games under our belt. Do you see any other issues that maybe are holding our team back, or that you feel are creating this type of negative results?
I think maybe right now mainly just our firepower. We know, you know, we're not getting too many shots on target.
Yeah.
We're definitely lacking in that aspect. And you know, we just expected us to start off so strong because of last season, and you know, things aren't really going our way, but we just got bad goals. We just got to finish our chances. You know, we do show up, but you know, for example, Rigoni played today, nowhere to be found last game, and it's, you know, it's getting to that point where these guys need to step it up and you know, put in some goals or do something for the team, because we just need something so that we can go off of.
Right. You touched on Rigoni, man. Rigoni is someone that I think is very polarizing, because he's definitely come up short in my book. Last season and the beginning of this season. I want to get Bali's impression on Rigoni, because he's the one who made the emotional response. What are your thoughts on Rigoni, man, coming up short?
Nah, I've been saying it, you know, I'm worried about the guy. You know, I'm very, very worried. I don't see a DP quality player. I honestly don't. You know, I don't see a $2.2 million player, you know, and that's a concern for us. You know, you came here because, you know, your buddy Drusi wanted you here, you know, your friend, you know, your compa, your compadre, and for you not to show up, and for you not to back him, you know, you're kind of letting your boy down. And, you know, I'm concerned about Rigoni. A lot of people have been telling me give him time, but, man, how much more time? You know, how much more time? You know, I see him trying. I see him sprinting, full sprint, you know, trying to stay focused in the game, trying to be involved. And to me, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. And, but, you know, we'll give him time. You know, it's 2 games in, now 3. So we'll see what happens. But, man, you know, to me, I just don't see that quality player, that DP player.
I just don't think Wolf has another choice than to not play him, because it's going to look bad on Wolf if he doesn't play his DP. I agree with you, though. I think he's come up short. As I also have a strong feeling, and I don't know about your guys' opinion, but with Sardes, I don't think he should be starting. I think Urruti should have that position, because he's earned it, and he made the difference within coming in, at least with Montreal. As soon as he came in, he was already almost scoring. Yeah. So I thought, you know, going back to Saturday's game, rewatching the game, I thought they had a better performance, obviously, than they did against St. Louis. Obviously better than tonight. But I was just curious about you guys when it comes to Sardes. How do you feel about him? I think he's great and has done obviously a great in his career to a certain extent. But I don't know if the fans are happy. I don't know what you guys feel, since you are, you know, within the fans and you are hardcore fans.
Yeah, with Zardes, it's difficult, you know, because, you know, he came in. And Wolf, he worked with Wolf before, so it's Wolf's guy. You know, it's his player. He wanted him here. But Zardes, his work rate is very, very good in the game. But, you know, there's no denying that when Maxi came in Saturday night, you know, everything changed. You know, and he was dangerous on top. And he got us that goal. He saved us. And, you know, you can't really argue with fans that want to see Maxi start, you know, because at the end of the day, you get paid to score and to get us, to pull us through, and Maxi did that. So I kind of agree with that. I think that he should be starting, but will he start? I doubt it. I think Wolf is gonna stick with Zardes, and then he'll bring on Maxi if stuff isn't working.
And in the rewatching the game, I see that Sardes, his position that he likes to go out is in the wings.
Yeah.
He loves to go. And then Driussi passes the ball, and he's nowhere to be found inside the box because he's out in the wings, because that's kind of like where he's kind of used to playing.
Yeah.
But what about your opinion?
I mean, definitely Zardes, you know, he definitely has some good qualities. I think he has decent hold up play for sure. But it all depends if he can, you know, start scoring these goals and, you know, earn his minutes. Then yeah, for sure play Zardes. But at the same time, Urruti was doing so good, especially with Fagundes and with Driussi. And it's just a competition right now. Most likely Wolf will go with Zardes just because he, you know, that is his guy, and that, you know, we also have to give him some time. It's, you know, 3 games in. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think I fancy Urruti for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Zardes is the guy right now.
Strong opinion.
Yeah, very strong opinions. No, I definitely would hope that it's something that just gets kind of massaged out through time, you know, time with the squad. But it's difficult because you look at the other side with Rigoni and someone who's already had some time and hasn't adjusted, and you just hope that the case isn't the same with Zardes. And I definitely also favor Urruti. I think he's demonstrated it by scoring that winning goal this past Saturday. And on that goal, I just wanted to credit Gallagher's run and assistance in the air. You know, something very important. You know, like header in the box down. You know, an exciting finish to a game that if it would have ended in a tie in a 0-0, it would have been disappointing. Not getting that W. So.
Yeah, I'm just really worried about future injuries with this team, right?
Depth.
Because once one's out, like Gallagher, we're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the other elephant in the room, before we get going to kind of talking about you guys a little bit more, getting to know you, you know, Ring, center back, he gets his captaincy taken away. You know, Wolf kind of called him up, like, step up. I know I kind of took something away from you, but your team needs you. So I just wanted to touch on that and the future of how that's going to look, at least defense-wise, center back-wise, because Kip Keller is still a work in process, obviously.
Yeah, man, I'm so proud of Alex Ring. You know, you can tell that he is a true professional. You know, it's been a bad season for him. You know, he got dropped. You know, and then he also lost the captain armband. You know, that's tough to take. You know, he's feeling down. He feels like, oh man, I'm feeling mistreated here in Austin. But I think that him being in a center back role, it's gonna be key for us. Also, him and Leo being from Finland, you know, that connection, you know, that language connection. I think that's gonna be key for us. You know, I think that the only issue I have with Ring, it'll be like, he is short. He is very short. He's not as tall as like a Ruben Gabrielson or like a Leo.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you know, I think that he knows the system well, and I think that he'll adjust as a center back. And I can't wait. I want to see him there more. I want him to feel more comfortable in that role. But yeah, I just feel like Austin FC have been very, very very, very harsh on Alex Ring. You know, just the way he's been treated. You know, he's your captain, you know. But hopefully he gets more starts as a center back, and I hope that he does better for us in that role.
Should Wolf kept Romagna?
Ooh, no,
no,
100% no. You know,
he kind of threw him under the bus, huh?
Yeah, he did. And
yeah, I think that bridge has been burned as far as getting him back on loan or recalling the loan or whatever you call it. But I definitely think that bridge has been burned. It was really nice to see Ring step up and perform well this Saturday with that tranquility in the back and that Finnish connection you touched on, Bali. And I think that goes to show, like, leaders to be a leader, you don't need an armband. You don't need someone to say, hey, you're the captain. You demonstrate it through example and through just leading in the field. And I think that's what Alex Ring has. So despite his detractors, both like in the coaching staff, you know, taking his position away, and like even some fan base that is kind of divided with him. I think he's shown out with the limited time he's had this season.
I agree, 100% agree. I think that he'll do good for us. And answering Michelle's question, no, I definitely don't want to ever see Johan Romagna in Austin FC jersey.
He's so nice.
Yeah, I always, and you're right. Like his story post, you could tell he's a very religious man. He's a very caring man. And look, I said it in a podcast. If my daughter came home with Johan Romagna, I'll be like, oh, man, I know you're taken care of, because he is a great guy. He's kind of like a sweetheart, but. I'm worried about soccer. I'm worried about what you can do on the field, and
it's a business.
If you're not fit, if you're not dedicated to your craft, then it's time for you to go.
Yeah.
And I feel for him, but yeah.
But then Wolf should have gotten a better replacement.
Of course. He bought in Tarek, which not good.
Well, not good, and it usually takes at least when Wolf brings in new guys, it takes them about a month, maybe a little bit over a month for him to even play him. So today he was kind of desperate, in my opinion, because after Keller, that happened, the whole situation, now you have Tarek making an own goal. So
yeah, it was bad.
It was a difficult situation. But they come back to Q2 next Tuesday. But before that, they play Real Salt Lake as a visitor of their second, on the road. Or first one for MLS. But a lot of people are going to go to the South by Southwest. If you don't know, Austin FC published an MLS that they're going to have this MLS season pass kind of event free for the people. Are you guys going to be there?
I honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I think that Brian and Hernan, I think they're going to make the trip. Yeah, I think I'm going to go.
You're going to go? So, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be at ACL Live. It's going to start at 6 p.m., I believe. And then it's gonna run through like 10:30 or anything.
So what exactly is this? It's like a
music,
watch party. Oh, nice.
You're going to have drinks and food and blah, blah. And so you RSVP, but
great.
It's all free. And it's downtown and it's during South by. So it's going to be a little hectic. But
for sure.
I like free events, especially for like my cousins that aren't able to afford like tickets or whatever, that they just want to go to Austin FC thing that's like totally free. But I just think it's great for the community. But yeah, like I guess tell us a little bit more about you guys, and then we could touch on. I know you guys are Liverpool fans.
No, nobody here is a Liverpool fan.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, none of that.
Or unless you want to get to it, I could talk about Chelsea and how they were lucky of winning today.
Yeah, Champions League back in session. Chelsea back on a positive result. How does that feel, Michelle?
They had great opportunities too, but they got taken back the goals. It was great. I was telling my brother, I was like, well, that was lucky.
Yeah.
But hey, I have to be honest. I mean, I want Tuchel back.
No.
Yeah.
She's being honest.
I mean, you got to be honest. So, I mean, the good thing is that we have a certified pilot here with us, Primo. He's usually the one that takes the top flight overseas. But, yeah, man, I just want to talk about the elephant in the room, man. Like, I was this close to not coming today for like personal and work reasons. But I didn't want anybody to say that I was dodging a negative result for Man United, especially such a historic result, 7-0, something that is the worst Premier League loss for Man United in the history of their premiership, and then also with their one of their dreaded rivals, Liverpool. So I definitely take this one on the chin. I'm not going to say it was a beautiful feeling. If anything, I felt with each goal, I was sinking further and further into my couch. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get back up. But if you look at Man United and Erick Ten Hag and what he's done as a whole, you see that this is kind of, for me, just like a crazy, horrible result, but that they have to learn from quickly and get over. I don't think that this discredits the entire season, but it's a tough pill to swallow. After starting out the season with a 5-0 loss to Brentford, I thought there would be no greater humiliation, and apparently there has with Liverpool.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would 100% credit to Liverpool. They came out to play, dude, like hat trick of braces with Mo Salah and crew. Like they really, really took it to United, who I think was coming off maybe some I guess overconfidence with the Carabao Cup, the tiny Carabao Cup, right? But I'm interested to hear your guys' thought. Not so much on, I know what y'all think of Man United, but more on like the Premiership and how crazy it's been, and you know how it feels for you, Bali, for having Arsenal remaining at the first place and kind of solidifying each game, kind of widening that gap, or at least keeping Man City at bay.
You know, to talk about United first, you know, I think you got it spot on. I think it's just a minor setback. You know, I'm actually very impressed with United. You know, the Rashford has been, man, you know, that kid is special. You know, I used to call him Trashford.
And then
I got a lot of stick for it, you know. But man, I think it was just a small setback. You know, Liverpool in that day, they were just a better team, you know, and they gave it to y'all all the way, you know. So it was actually very tough to watch also.
It was really hard to watch. A shitty game all around for, like, we're talking about center back issues. Lisandro Martinez had a horrible game. Luke Shaw had a horrible game. Bruno Fernandes had a horrible game. Like, everybody had a horrible game. Liverpool had an amazing game all around. So it was a perfect storm.
Yeah, it was good to see. It was nice to see. But about Arsenal, you know, like I always say it, man. It's like a dream that I don't want to wake up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I mean, it's just to see how much stick I've been receiving the past years. You know, just I was always that guy that everyone would make fun of.
Yeah,
you know, you going for Arsenal? Y'all suck. You know,
it's tough, man.
It's really like it sucked for a long time, but you know, to see how we've been evolving, you know, this year. Mikel coming in, you know, struggling first, but the board backing them, you know. Like we say, you know, trust the process, you know, and it's true, you know, you have to trust the process. It's a long process. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, man, it's been amazing, man. I just can't believe that we're competing. We're top of the league. It's still a long season, but I honestly feel it in my heart. It's destiny for us to take it this year. I honestly feel it in my heart. You know, just the way that we come back and we push through results and we get the win. It's just there. It's written in the stars, you know. And man, I can't wait for the season to end and for us to lift the trophy. You know, I think it'll happen.
Yeah. What about you? Who's your team?
For the Prem, I mean, I'm a Real Madrid fan. But for the Prem, you know, I just like watching the league. You know, the league is definitely very entertaining.
Attractive,
maybe a little bit of a Tottenham fan, maybe.
Wow.
Just a little bit, maybe.
Wow.
But,
it's okay, man. Speak your truth.
But overall, I think, you know, it's definitely just a really good league to watch overall. If you're new to soccer, or if you've been watching for a long time, they have really good games almost every week. But as far as, you know, the Liverpool Manchester one, you know, even though it was a 7-0, that's something that we weren't expecting at all.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You know, I was watching the game and I'll walk and go to the kitchen and it's another goal and then another goal. I'm like, man. But it's definitely, you know, the most entertaining league for sure. Very, very good teams, very good players overall.
For sure.
And, you know, the title races are always so exciting.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best games I think this season was Arsenal versus Man U not too long ago.
Yeah, that was a great game.
A really good game. And then, you know, you get something every season. You know, last season was Liverpool Man City. And so it always keeps you, you know, watching. So I think the Premier League, without a doubt, is the best league for sure. And then, you know, props to Arsenal. They're really an entertaining team to watch. Really good young players. And, you know, it's been crazy how long they've gone without winning something. And then out of nowhere, they just come out as number one contenders for the Premier League. So that's definitely something cool to watch. And then, you know, there's still, you know, Arsenal versus Man City is coming up.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's going to be another good game.
Must win.
So for sure, yeah.
How did you become a Real Madrid fan?
A Real Madrid fan?
Was it like when you were in diapers?
Probably, well, maybe a Real Madrid fan was probably Zidane, I think. Okay. Because I was a big, before I got into like clubs, like football, I was a big like international football guy, and so I was you know, I was barely like 8 or 9, but I knew all the big international names, and Zidane was one of those guys that I was just really like into, And then I figured out that he played for Real Madrid, and then, you know, he did all this there. And then I just got into Real Madrid after that. And then I found out about all the Galacticos that they would, you know, Ronaldo and Roberto Carlos, all the really good international players. Hugo Sanchez. So that's what really got me into Real Madrid is all the big international players that they would sign. And it's just, and they just carried that, you know, into the Cristiano Ronaldo era, and then into what it is now. So so that's kind of what
I'll tell you this about Arsenal. Like, just jumping back on Arsenal Premier League, anytime I see them win, just with the style Arteta has imposed and made, for me it's like a win for football, because it's a very attractive, very beautiful style of play. And then Primo, just on Real Madrid, man, like I kind of grew up more of a Barca fan, so there's always been like tension right there with Real Madrid. I've always struggled to find beauty or like just like them. But as I've gotten older, especially seeing the things that they've done in the Champions League, I just can't help but respect the greatness of Real Madrid and just acknowledge that what they did in this last Champions League was incredible, like incredible. So like now when I look at Madrid, especially in the Champions League, I think they're like a different animal, and I've just gained a lot of respect for their mentality of playing knockout rounds and of winning finals. So that's one thing that I respect of Real Madrid, despite, you know, having, you know, the Galacticos and all that stuff, you know. But it's been great to watch their battles with Barcelona as of late, because I think they're both kind of, I don't know, Barcelona's coming off, you know, not that great of form and kind of gaining throughout their La Liga season, and Madrid, you know, is kind of sticking in there in the La Liga battle. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on their chances for La Liga?
That's over.
I mean, at the moment, it's definitely, it's not over. I think it's very, very slim, and so you know, it's just how La Liga is. You know, you got either Barca, or you got Real Madrid winning it. Sometimes you got Atletico sneaking in and taking the trophy, but without a doubt, you know, Barca is just doing what Barca does. You know, they win and then they keep winning, they keep winning, they keep winning. And there's been seasons where I'm just hoping that they lose and they don't. And that's this season. I know it's one of those seasons for sure. And Real Madrid, you know, they bottled a few games. They definitely got in a few draws, or, you know, a few L's. And it's to the point where, you know, it's the gap's there. You know, there's a big gap. There's what's like 9 points between Barca and Real Madrid, I think. Yeah. And so, if, you know, to see Barca lose 3 games right now, it's, you know, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, we're already almost halfway, a little maybe over halfway the season, and they've lost maybe twice or 3 times so far. Yeah. So for them to lose 3 games out of nowhere, I mean, it's gonna be tough, but. If Barca takes it, props to them for sure. Definitely turned it around from last season, and you know, we'll see. There's still 2 Clásicos left, and, you know, one's for the Copa del Rey, wants to maybe close that gap a little bit more, but we'll see. There's
a lot of football left to be played for sure. All right. I mean, I think that wraps us up for the football segment. Do you have anything to add, Michelle?
Me? No. I kind of, that's why I kind of wanted to segue into like childhood and how you guys ended up like football and, you know, talking about Real Madrid. I started following them, but then I started seeing La Liga was a little bit like boring, and I was like, and then Cristiano left, and I was like, wow. And then Mata left, and everybody left, so I was like, you know what, whatever. I was like, bye. I'm a little bandwagon, but at least I admit it. But anyways, like, you know, you guys, I don't know personally, I don't know you, so it's very interesting. Obviously, you guys started something that has been very successful, you know, bringing football to life here, because it was here, it's always been here, but it was in a very microscope level, and you guys have been able to with the rest of the guys, been able to expand that and highlight that within the community, especially within the Hispanic community, and, you know, just in general, like people of color. But I'm very interested to know a little bit about you guys and the background, and how that first started, and then we could get into, your personal lives, I guess.
How is well? To be honest, everything started with Brian and Hernan. I've been knowing Brian and Hernan since like sophomore year, and we had like a mutual friend, and we would always see each other like at house parties and at the club and stuff, and that's how I met them. And through high school and after high school, we got close with each other, and so then Hernan was we were in the same Sunday league team, and he was like, "Hey Bali, I want you to. I'm starting with Austin TV, and it's gonna be something great. I would like to see you on camera and maybe interview you and stuff." And I was like, "Nah, like I mean that's just I told him like that's just not me. I don't. I'll help you with the camera. I'll hold the camera for you, but being on camera talking about the game, it's just not me, man.
Sure.
And then a couple weeks passed by. Then Brian he called me. He was like, "Hey man, I'm starting a podcast, and I want you to be in it. I think you'll be good. I'm a Chelsea fan. You're an Arsenal fan. We're gonna go back and forth. Like I know you, and we always go back and forth outside of the studio and stuff." So he's like, "Man, it'll be great." And I was like, nah, man. Like, I could go to like maybe like 1 or 2 episodes, and then you find yourself somebody to step in, because I'm busy, man, and I'm not.
Right, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, man, and also I'm a very low key and ducked off person. I don't really like being on camera and stuff like that. So he called me the third time. The third time he called me, he was like, "Hey, I'm having a get together at my apartment. Come through. Come hang out with us." I was like, "All right, cool." So I get there, and Daniel, Norberto, Brian, and Hernan are there, and they're watching a Guarani versus like Olympia game, and I'm like, and then there's like a clipboard, and like my name is on it, and like everyone's name is on it. I'm like, are we gonna play beer pong? Are we gonna drink? Yeah, like are we gonna drink? Like there's no alcohol. Like are we gonna turn up? And he's like, "Nah, like sit down." And I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go." And they told me the project. They had the vision. They told me, "Look, man, you'll be a great addition to the team, And I honestly, like, I was like, you know what? Okay, like I'll do like some episodes, and then and then we'll see how it goes. But then I think everything kind of switched on when I was at when we went to Denver, a first away game, and Danny gave me his jersey, and like everyone on Twitter was retweeting it, and like Danny hit me. I did an interview at after the game. And Danny hit me up, and he's like, "Bro, like you're crazy, like man, like the players are watching your interview, they think you're hilarious." And then Hector Jimenez hit me up, and he was like, "Bro, like you're something else. Like I don't know what you drink, but man, you're crazy, man." Like, and I was like, "Nah, it's just all emotion." And he's like, "Bro, like we're here on the bus back to the hotel, cracking up. We can't stop laughing at your videos." And that's when I was like, man, like these guys were right, like, and I always give credit to them because, they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, like they saw the vision, and they knew that like, you would be a good addition to the team. And, I thank them for everything. Now, we have fans outside the stadium telling us, "Hey man, I love your content. I love when you talk on the mic, you say the truth, you don't hold nothing back." And it feels good, man, having little kids go up to you and telling you, "Hey Bali, like you're my favorite." That's why I'm kind of holding off on the cuss words and the bad words now, because now I know like, hey, there's little kids watching you now, like you don't want to say stuff.
You have an audience, right?
Yeah, like now I don't want to say stuff and be like, "Hey, Bali says it, I can say it too." I kind of just hold back on my cussing now, but it's just very, very special, man. And I gave thanks to Hernan and Brian, because like I said, they had the vision, and if it wasn't for them, I would be out and about, I wouldn't be. But now I do podcasts, and I do interviews now every weekend. So it's special, man. And I thank them for it.
That's
really
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great story. I mean, that's kind of what a friendship should be. And, for them to bring you on in any way, I mean, I'm sure like it takes a lot of your personal time and, I know the game, and it's very tough sometimes too, but you do it because you love it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really it. How about you?
So I mean, I met Hernan and Brian through Bali. We're actual cousins.
Oh, you are actual.
This is where the
yeah.
primo comes
Yeah.
from.
People always ask me, is this really like, yeah, this is really my cousin. Like we are really like my
Nice.
mom and his dad are brother and sister.
Yeah,
so
so-
this is really my blood.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
you both are. Before we continue, you both are from Austin, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
born and raised.
Born and raised in
What
Austin.
school did y'all go to?
I went to Austin High.
Austin High. Oh, okay.
I went to McCallum High School.
Oh, okay.
McCallum.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
right on.
Nice. That's very central.
For sure.
And then you obviously born and raised here, and
Yeah.
you know all the things. But yeah, keep on going. Sorry. I
Yeah. So,
interrupted you.
so yeah, me and Bali are actual blood cousins, and so that's where the name Primo comes from, because he's always called me Primo since we were little, and he brought me around Hernan and Brian, and a bunch of other guys. When they'll play soccer, he'll invite me, and so we'll play pickup at a park or something.
Mhm.
And those guys were always there, and that's how I slowly started meeting them. And then little by little I would hang out with them on my own, and so we all just kind of became friends. And so the whole Austin FC stuff started to come out. Austin was getting an MLS team, and all this excitement was building up. And so that's pretty much where the idea started to come on about. I had a page, and so I kind of try to do like my own, like I'll put out like little like news or stuff like that. And so that's when Hernan and Brian reached out to me, and they're like, we want you to join us. And I knew that my cousin was already involved with it, and he kind of was telling me about it. And at first, I really wanted my thing to work out.
And what was that
And
thing?
It was just like another like fan page.
¿Cómo se llamaba?
It was AFC TV, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I think I followed you.
Yeah, and so I had at the very beginning there's a decent following or whatever, but I started seeing all the work that it will actually take to build something, and then at the end these guys were reaching out to me, and to do something like this, it really does take a team sometimes. And so these were guys that I had already known for a few years already, and I finally gave in, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and join you guys. And from there on, the first day that I met up with them, it was at Brian's apartment, and they had like the whole setup. And then that same day we bought tickets to go to Denver for that first win. And then after that, like it just took off. These guys, Hernan and Brian, are definitely like workhorses, man. These guys work, and these guys just they motivate me to do better. And I start okay, what else can I help in, and what else can I do? And so it all just takes a team at the end of the day. And I'm really thankful that they thought about me to be involved in this project. And it's just been good from there on out.
Yeah, the rest is history after
Yeah,
that,
the
man.
rest
It's history,
Yeah.
man.
No, you guys are great gents, man. Very humble, very part of the team. Obviously, you guys have a lot of appreciation for Hernan and Brian, but I think there's something to be said about having people that believe in you,
Yeah.
and then maybe seeing something in you that you don't see in yourself. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful to hear that football unites us, family unites us, but to do something on that creative aspect, that creative endeavor, especially involving this beautiful thing that we have here with Austin FC, is great to see. One thing I wanted to touch on, Primo, you talk about the work it requires, and how your team kind of invigorates you to continue to do more. I know that you recently got married, man. So congrats!
Oh yeah,
congrats
thanks.
on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Congrats, you found
Thank
forever
you.
love.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a married dude, like one thing that I struggle with is like finding balance in life. Like you got your work, you got your
for
creative
sure.
projects, and then you got a wife to take care of.
It's
How
definitely
do you, what do you do, man? Like, what's your secret to
Man,
finding that balance?
It's just, I mean, my wife, she definitely supports everything I do. So I think that's really big. And so, being part of a podcast and being part of just the Austin FC community and all together, she sees how that means a lot to me. And so, she really supports me in everything I do, and I think that kind of just brings balance to everything. I think I'm there for her whenever she needs me, and then she's there whenever I need her. And so at the end of the day, it kind of just all works out. We've been dating for a really long time. We've been dating since we were probably like 14. She's a year older than me, so I was 15.
Oh, he likes the cougars.
Cradle robber.
I was 15. She was 16 when we first started dating.
Dang.
So we've been together for a really long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, after getting married, it kind of everything really changes for sure. You lock down a life partner, and a couple years into dating her, I had no doubt that I was gonna marry her for sure. And the day finally came, and she, like I said, she's always supported me in everything. She always pushes me to do my best, and that also helps out with everything I do as far as the podcast. And she's always giving me ideas, and even though she's not too big into soccer, she definitely does the effort to be there whenever I need her, especially with like soccer related stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of offended. You should have asked me. What's the key to a happy wife? I'm a girl. I know. Just take us on a really nice trip.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were a wife. I was like, damn, you didn't tell us you were married.
I'm a woman.
I guess I meant life partner. That's what I meant.
I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah,
Who's her
thank you.
favorite player? Or does she have one?
I don't think she really has one. Maybe Fagundes.
Does she have like a crush? Because I know girls that aren't really that interested. They're like, oh, he's kind of cute. I could go for them.
Nah, not as far as like soccer, but she's definitely in love with Bad Bunny.
Oh.
Hey, that's my wife too, man.
Bad Bunny.
She loves Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Man, it's interesting that you talk about favorite player. Like, I don't know why my wife likes to say she's a Man City fan just to fuck with me, and it does bother me a little bit. But she watches Man U games with me sometimes, and for whatever reason, she likes Bruno Fernandes. I'm like, the guy is like the weirdest looking dude on the team, but like that's the one, that's the guy. All right, that's your dude.
That's funny.
Oh man.
That's hilarious. What about you? You're not married?
Oh no, man.
Far
None
from
of
it?
that. None of that. I think I'm.
It's in the sights.
No, man.
Target locked and loaded.
Nah, I'm pretty far from it. Right now I'm just I'm focused on me, man. And you'll know when the right person is there for you. You also don't want to rush anything. So eventually one day I'll be married, I'll have kids, but until then I'll be living my life to the fullest and enjoying spending time with family, which is important to me.
Right. Especially since you guys are from here and Austin is literally right in the backyard.
Yeah.
You guys are able to do whatever you want, create whatever content you want in your own time, especially because you don't have kids, you don't have all those other responsibilities. So if you want to do that, you have all the time in the world right now. But what's kind of like the end goal for you guys, like when it comes to We're Austin TV? Like, what's the vision? I mean, I'm sure after all this success that you guys had, what's kind of like the unity where you guys are like, let's make this big? But how big is big? What does that mean?
Man, that's a great question. I think that it would be hopefully, right now we're doing great. We're growing. Maybe collabing with Austin FC would be something very, very great for us to do content with Austin FC, together as partners. That would be something that I think would be great for us and for the club also. A lot of fans support us and they like the way we banter around and stuff. And I mean, I wouldn't mind collabing with the club and in the future, but I think that'll be like a goal for us to get to be with Austin FC and kind of partner up and do something special with the players. I see like Arsenal have like this guy who kind of rides around in a golf cart with the players and stuff and ask the players questions and stuff like that. And I'm friends with a couple of the players already, so why not, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think that would be something that would be nice for everybody. But right now we're just pushing. We're growing. We're trying to make the best from it, and time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah.
But that would be great. I think that would be a great content.
I mean, Austin is here to stay. So how long are you guys going to do this for? What, the next 10 years?
Man, I think, I mean, I'll keep going until I can, honestly. I think Airbnb are thinking about the long run also. You know, they
Yeah.
want to
Right.
they want to take this until we stop, until we can't do it anymore. So, man, I want to stay in with Austin TV for a long time and see where life takes us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's our goal.
One of my favorite mantras that We Are Austin TV has is "We Are Austin TV, the voice of the people."
Yeah.
You know, that's something that you guys hold very dear, and I think it's very authentic and valid. But why do you think that is? Why do you think people resonate with that?
I think maybe because, you know, a lot of the times you see all these guys in fancy suits and ties, and they're giving their opinions on your favorite team. And as a fan, you know, sometimes you're just staring at the TV, screaming at that guy, like, "What are you saying? What do you know?"
Alexi Lala, shout out.
Yeah, and so like what? And so I think it's very good for, you know, your average fan to have some kind of outlet, some kind of, you know, source to go through and have their voice heard, because We're Austin TV just invites everyone. You know,
Right.
Whether you're new to the sport, whether you've been watching it for a really long time, we want to hear what you have to say. And so a lot of people build up so much emotion throughout these games, to where, you know, they see a mic and they see someone asking questions, like, you know, it's almost like an invite. And so it's definitely something that we want to continue to grow, and especially in the MLS, because the MLS is still a growing league. There's, you know, we still have much to do here, but as far as like fan pages and stuff like that, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing a fan page for every single team, to the point where they have someone asking questions outside every single stadium of the MLS, because it's just a growing sport, and you know, it builds up so much emotion and people have stuff to say. You know, that's why we create these podcasts. That's why we everyone has, you know, their opinion, and just to offer a microphone, I think is just like something super big. If I wasn't doing We're Austin TV, and, you know, I walk out of Q2 Stadium after a 5-0 loss, like, I would be, you know, I would be raging, and I would love to express my thoughts and feelings. You know, even though they're not, you know, sometimes there's people that go out there, they're just emotional, and they
Right.
just want, you know, they just want everything out. And, you know, it's not sometimes the most professional opinion, or, you know, something like that. But, you know, they got that off their chest, and then they can just move on to the next game. And then it's, you know, it's something new the next game. And so, I think just overall that's just healthy for, you know, just a fan base and the league overall.
I think at the end of the day, man, people want to be heard, people want to be understood, and what your teams are doing, you know, We Are Austin TV, Top Flight, they give people that platform, they give people that chance, and you guys have such diverse opinions that, like, everyone has a voice, like, everyone can identify with one of y'all. And kind of on that note, man, Bali, I'm looking at you. You're a guy who wears his emotions and is authentically 100% himself at all times. Like, how do you cope with the highs and the lows, and, like, where do you find peace?
Oh man, well now, like, Austin did great last season, you know, and Arsenal's doing good this season, so I'm kind of like calm, you know. I'm not really emotional, you know. But man, that's a great question. I honestly think that I find my peace really I recently started going to church like a year and a half ago, and honestly, man, I love it, bro. I love it. I feel good. I feel after I leave, I feel great, you know. And it just you look at life kind of different, you know. You look at life different. You really like. I really love spending time with my family now. I love spending time with my tios, who I would never see, I would never hang out with. You know, so I think church really, really helped me out, bro. You know, a lot of people tell me, like, the first season, I mean, I was crazy. I don't recognize myself in some of those videos. I really don't, bro. And I'm like, man, you know, what was I thinking, bro? Like sometimes I'm a little like, man, I was tripping. You know, what was I saying all those words and stuff and cussing and stuff. But now, man, honestly, church really helped me, man. You know, just being focused, man. It just makes you feel good after you leave, man. And you look at life different. Hanging out with my family now, you know, hanging out with the cousins that I haven't talked to in a long time, but now I'm cool with. I get to go eat with them, hang out with them. You just value family, and I find my peace at church, honestly, man. And I think that really helped me a lot to stay focused and to not go off mark. And it's been great, man. But I think church has really helped me a lot, to be honest.
Definitely. I'm glad to hear that you found something that has gotten you more centered. And I think that we can all find something like that in ourselves if we look back at a previous version of ourselves and we're not a little bit uncomfortable with who we were. That means we haven't really grown, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that you've experienced growth and centeredness in that aspect, and more than everything else too. I'm just glad to see We Are Austin TV and Top Flight continue to grow, man. It's been a pleasure having you guys here, kind of sharing your story. If you can let the audience know, for those who don't know, where they can find y'all on the social media platforms.
Bali ATX on Twitter and Instagram.
He's single, ladies, so find him.
Eligible bachelor.
Eligible bachelor.
No.
He's a man of God. He loves soccer, and he's very emotional. What else?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. What about you?
I'm just Primo _ 512.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very simple.
So very simple,
Awesome.
very easy.
If
fun.
you guys, before we go, but what would you have been doing if you weren't involved with We Are Austin TV? Like, obviously, you probably would have gone to games. Would you have gone to as many games in person? Because you could watch them on TV.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, probably not. I'll probably just be just like the average, 1 or 2 games here and there. Because I know, even though there's so many fans that go out to Q2, I know so many people that aren't as big as a fan, and they've lived in Austin their whole life. So and they've played soccer their whole life, but it's not a big deal for them. And so I feel like I might be in that same boat if it wasn't for We're Austin TV. I feel like We're Austin TV definitely motivates me to go out to the games, really watch what's going on, really pay attention, and at the end, I get to give my opinion on it. And so definitely I'll probably just be 1 or 2 games here, especially with like being new to MLS just in general.
Right.
I wasn't a big MLS guy before Austin FC, so I really didn't have any motivation to watch the league or anything like that. And then definitely the way we performed the first season, that definitely would have killed it for me. So yeah, I probably would have just, been watching my Real Madrid games, my La Liga games every weekend, and probably would call it a day. But now I get Austin FC, Real Madrid, so much soccer. So
have something to do on the weekend.
Yeah.
How about you? Just curious.
Nah. I would probably go to like 1 or 2 games, and then I would probably watch the rest at home. But now it's like it's a must go. Like if not, hey, you're going to the game, right? Hernan would text me, you're going to the game, right? Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, interview, Zebragate. Okay. So now it's like a must go. Also like away games. I never really saw myself going to an away game. But now, we're trying to go to like every away game now. So, yeah, man, honestly, I probably wouldn't. I'll probably just be at home watching it in my bed.
Yeah.
Comfortable, But now it's like every weekend thing, it's a must go, can't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I wish you guys much success this season. And, thanks for coming on. Like, he was saying, I know he was closing out and stuff. So sorry to interrupt. But I was really wondering, because I know a lot of people like, that have the same, I guess assistance wise, they would go only to 1 or 2 games, but I just felt like there's this disconnection still in general, even though you guys are the voices, but a lot of people, I feel like there's still a disconnection, and I don't know what it is, right? Maybe it's the ticket prices, maybe it's, I don't know, but anyways, that's to see how that unfolds in the future. But anyways, thanks guys for coming on so much, and you have their handles. Again, can you say yours one more time?
Bali ATX on Twitter and on Instagram.
Primo _ 512.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed that. Leave us a little comment. Koke, anything else?
Yeah, you can. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Hop Squad, for this wonderful brew. Continue to enjoy this refreshing beer.
Shout out Hop Squad. Hey, this is good. This is part.
What is that one?
This is the Lord Sanate. This is the first time I'm having this beer.
Yeah, they have some good beers.
Yeah,
I don't even like beer.
It's really good. For sure.
I know.
Yeah, cheers to Hop Squad. And once again, you guys, thanks for listening. You can find my handle at Koke Studio. And please follow us on at Otra por favor on Instagram and Twitter. So we appreciate you guys listening. And
Michelle S_TV. Sorry, I forgot. And thank you, Richie, for producing.
Yes, Richie on the ones and twos.
He's here, but he's behind the scenes.
Mastermind at work.
With a new haircut. But you'll see that.
We're going to take a photo of that. We're going to have to take a photo of that.
In the next episode.
You're looking a little Erick Ten Hag over there.
Oh, man.
Bye.